So we have some sample footage here coming from a Dashcam video recorder by the company ROAV, R-O-A-V. This is the Dashcam A1. And what we're looking at here is a typical daytime scenario. The sun's kind of working against you from the opposite direction, but you can still see the license plate of the parked car in front of you that's waiting at the red light. Everything kind of looks pretty crisp. This is 1080p. And it's not going to be a state-of-the-art lens like Carl Zeiss or anything like this. I believe this is using a Sony sensor. It's probably just a generic piece of glass, I'm sure. But what you're seeing here for the price of the unit's pretty good. Now, switching over to a more of a moving shot, you can see that when the camera is actually in motion, the details of the signage and everything to your right, it's not as clear as it was as we were parked behind the car that was sitting still behind the red light. So as you're moving, there is a little bit of jitter in the image. So if you want to get any kind of details like license plates or anything like that, you are probably going to have to kind of flip around frame by frame to see what's best, or just get to a point where you're stopped behind a specific vehicle and or sign or whatever you're trying to capture in the video. Now, looking back at a situation where you're parked behind a vehicle, this is during a sunset. You know, everything's starting to get a little bit darker outside, but not quite. Still bright outside, but with those darker shades around you, it seems like the detail is a little bit more prominent. You can notice that license plate even more so in front of us here, and everything looks nice until the vehicles start to move again. As we start to move, you notice that everything kind of starts to go jittery again. Yeah, it's not as easy to see those license plates or anything like that, but you're still getting, through all these videos, really crisp, detailed imagery of those vehicles. So if there is something like an accident or anything like that, you're not going to have any trouble showing that to the insurance or the police or anything else, because clearly that car is going to be more than describable in the image you give them. Even situations where you have people walking across the street or anything like that, or near the car, at least as long as they're on camera, you can get a pretty good view of what they look like. So now we're driving around at night to see what this looks like when it's dark outside, and ooh, man, that windshield is not clean, probably doesn't help. Let's take care of that. There we go. That's not much better. Yeah, it's still kind of grainy, so at night it's not the best. They do kind of brag about excellent night vision. It's not exactly night vision, but what they call night hawk vision. But what you see here, you're still being able to see a pretty good detail of what's around you, mostly what's lit up with your headlights, which is more important. As long as your headlights are lighting objects up, you're at least able to pick up license plate frames and other objects that are closer to the camera. The further they get, however, the more hard it is to try to decipher what they are. Finally, let's take a look at what the audio sounds like when you actually enable the sound recording feature as well. And there you have it. This is the ROAV, R-O-A-V, Dashcam A1 camera. For more information, look at the description below. We'll have a link to what will be a review later on, as well as some of our other videos. Thanks for watching. If you want to stay on top of all the latest and greatest, and or at least the gadgets we cover, remember to subscribe right here. Subscription button. Click it. You're going to want to. There's lots of videos, interviews, previews, all sorts of stuff. Button. Click it.